TPM أفدقن زمناوي تجري.
Russia's war on Ukraine is pushing the world's most vulnerable countries into a food security crisis. Many of these states are in Africa, which rely heavily on Russia and Ukraine for wheat, fertilizer, and vegetable oil imports. Earlier this week, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told the African Union the situation is catastrophic.
Africa is actually a hostage. It is a hostage of those who unleashed war against our state. If it wasn't for the Russian war, people in Africa, people in Asia, and elsewhere in the world would not suffer from the catastrophic rise in food prices.
Well, the fighting has disrupted global commodity markets and trade to the African continent, raising food prices.
After 16 months of war in northern Ethiopia, Tigrayan rebels agreed to a ceasefire, following the government of Ethiopia's call for an indefinite humanitarian truce Thursday.
The government of Tigray will do everything it can to make sure the cessation of hostilities is a success.
Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government hopes the ceasefire will ease humanitarian aid access to the Tigray region in northern Ethiopia, where almost 40% of its 6 million people face an extreme lack of food, according to the UN. No aid has been delivered since December due to what the World Health Organization calls a man-made blockade. Both the government and the Tigray People's Liberation Front deny any responsibility, but Ethiopian officials blame the TPLF as it calls on them to desist from all acts of further aggression and withdraw from areas they have occupied in neighbouring regions. The conflict between the Ethiopian government and leaders of the TPLF erupted in November 2020, when Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed sent troops into the region to topple the former governing party. But the fighting has led to a humanitarian crisis. Since the war began, there have been thousands of deaths, with more than 9 people in Tigray and its neighbouring regions Afar and Amhara in need of food assistance.
Parents can only watch on in horror as Ethiopia's Tigray region is being starved.
When she got sick, she didn't get proper treatment in our village. There's no medicine or food there. She couldn't get proper medical help.
Famine marks a new phase of the year-long civil war between the Ethiopian government and Tigrayan forces. The government blockaded the northern region in June, which has prevented the flow of fuel, food and medicine. 400,000 people are now on the brink of a man-made famine. 5 million more need urgent assistance to avert the disaster.
As conflict spreads across northern Ethiopia, it's having a very real impact on the families caught up in its path with food insecurity rising. WFP is expanding its operations across northern Ethiopia.
We are in Tigray, northern Ethiopia. This used to be a region of drought and famine. Before 2002, there was no water in this valley. The land was degraded. Rain would run off and the water would take the topsoil with it. Tigray policies have been recognized as the world's best policies to combat desertification and land degradation. A combination of 3 policies received the 2017 Future Policy Award in gold. The conservation-based strategy of the government, which puts smallholder farmers at the core of development. Campaigns that mobilize people to contribute 20 to 40 days of voluntary labor every year. And a policy that allows youth to utilize land for income generation if they restore it at the same time.
زي أزختي زول إلا ذا ساعات زي مالتي
TPM أفدقن زمناوي